So he has one more ball to throw just to do his warm-up. Again, he has lots of time. This is his opportunity in the warm-up. They have 6 balls to throw, and his time is going to finish in 9 seconds. Okay, so we are very reliable here in Boccia on volunteers who work with athletes, volunteers who do the officiating, the timing, the timers. So this, again, is a sport where athletes are often in need of assistance. So if you want to get involved, you can always communicate your local Boccia CCPSA or Boccia clubs. Donc on s'apprête pour la première manche. So we're the first end. We're getting ready. Okay, so as we see here, Olivier just sent out his his jack ball and his first ball. I'm sure he was hoping that the ball would be in front, but it's still at a good distance. We'll see what Kristen can do here. So the jack is open and available for her first ball. Each athlete has time, a certain stop time, 4 minutes for the ends. She takes her time because a very important ball here. If Kristen can put it on the jack, it will give Olivier lots of work to move it. So that's the goal, first time. Donc ici, on a Kristen qui a placé sa balle devant le cochonnet, mais pas assez proche encore. Donc, l'athlète continue à lancer jusqu'à temps qu'on puisse gagner le point parce que la balle rouge maintenant, elle est plus près du cochonnet encore. So, Kristen's going to go for her second attempt. This is not a terrible situation to be in because her first ball could, if she's taking strategy, she's sending out her first ball, might be a little bit short, but she put it in front of her opponent. So it can play an important role for a block for her. So it's not just trying to get to the jack right away. So let's see here if that was her plan. Donc on va vérifier ici si c'était l'intention d'envoyer une balle plus courte mais devant son adversaire. Et là maintenant, elle s'apprête à lancer sa deuxième balle qui, si on voit qu'elle va directement sur le cochonnet, on a vu que c'était son intention. Elle a manqué la cible du cochonnet, mais elle a quand même gagné le point ici. Mais sa balle bleue peut nuire à notre Olivier en ce moment. So let's see with Olivier if he has still clear sight of the jack or not. I'm sure the ball in front might giving him a little bit of difficulty. So he went a little hard. So we pushed his red back. So we'll see what he gets to do. I'm sure that's probably what happened is bothered by the ball that's in front of the jack. Donc ici, il est allé un peu fort, ça a poussé sa balle plus loin. Donc on va voir s'il réussit à pousser le cochonnet vers l'arrière. De cette façon, il va pouvoir avoir 2 points. Donc, comme je vous dis, de la vue du côté, c'est pas la même vue que dans la boîte des athlètes, le terrain de jeu des athlètes. Comme vous voyez, la balle bleue qui était placée par Kristen devant le cochonnet, ça définitivement nuit à son accès au cochonnet. Donc là, en ce moment, il vient demander les pointages. So it's important for the athletes to ask for the score because things can change after one movement of the ball. So he wants to see how many points his opponent has at the moment. So he's on his third ball. They have a total of 6. And again, it's definitely pushing back his reds. Not sure if he has an opportunity for a lob. I don't know Olivier's ability for overhand shot. We'll see. So he's got, this is his ball number 5. It's a harder ball. I heard that hit the floor pretty hard. So sometimes the athletes have different density of balls, and that was one of the harder one. OK, so maintenant, il a décidé de venir voir le terrain. C'est important. C'est important que l'athlète prenne du temps pour venir voir qu'est-ce qui se passe. Il lui reste juste une balle. Et de cette façon, on peut voir à quel point il a besoin de pousser le cochonnet. Mais je vous dis qu'en ce moment, son option, c'est soit d'arriver directement sur le cochonnet avec sa dernière balle ou pousser le cochonnet vers les balles rouges qui sont derrière. Il lui reste 49 secondes pour lancer la dernière balle. So he has 41 seconds on the clock now to throw out his last ball, and we'll see what he decides to do. Very, very close. Well, like we see now with the results of this first stand for Olivier, Kristen's strategy of putting a ball in front of the jack, even though it wasn't on the jack, is definitely a good strategy that she used. Now she's going to go and see. She has a total of 4 balls to throw out. She wants to, she has lots of time on the clock, so she's asking for the referee to confirm the score at this point. So she's thinking, do I take a chance? Where's that red, that the jack can travel back, but towards one of hers? So she's in a good position. On va voir qu'est-ce que Kristen va décider de faire. Elle a quand même beaucoup d'ouverture là. Son angle est bon. Elle voit le cochonnet. Même si elle fait reculer le cochonnet un peu, il n'y a pas beaucoup de danger que ça aille sur les balles rouges. Comme je disais, she has 4 balls left to play. So she has an opportunity, but the clock is against her right now. Okay. 53 seconds left on the clock. So the clock starts as soon as they pick up the ball, and it stops as soon as the ball stops traveling. 33 seconds left, 2 balls left. Donc il lui reste 2 balles. Elle a moins que 30 secondes à lancer 2 balles. Okay. So maybe a little bit rushed in the time, but both athletes go out and check the measurements of the balls, because sometimes the balls can move as we're throwing other ones. Donc maintenant, les athlètes sont invités à venir voir l'arbitre mesurer les résultats. So referee is now confirming the score. We'll see what the final result is. Changing the angle, because you know it's important. If there's a red ball that's closer, then they only score the 1 point. So c'est très important mesurer et être d'accord. L'athlète doit être d'accord avec le résultat de la mesure avant d'accorder la décision. Il doit y avoir des balles ici assez proches l'une de l'autre. Souvent, la première balle qu'on mesure est facile, mais là, c'est la deuxième plus près, elle peut offrir des difficultés à l'arbitre parfois. So often, you know, the obvious first ball that's closest to the jack is easy to predict. It's often the second closest that create more difficulty, because they might be equal distance. So obviously the referee here is asking for assistance in measuring, that way to make sure that there's no mistake. Because it could mean an extra point for Kristen, and it can also mean that Olivier doesn't give up another point. So it's a difference between a 2-0, a 1-0, and here. Okay, so that's what we're looking at here, if you're wondering. Donc en ce moment, le deuxième athlète va venir vérifier. C'est la question de la deuxième balle plus proche. Il va demander à l'athlète de bouger pour qu'il puisse mieux se placer. Okay, you see that red ball that's there? We have to, that's the closest for Olivier, and then we want to make sure that the distance between the red ball and the jack and the second closest is... Okay, so now he's asking the permission to remove the ball. That is obviously closer. And now he is using caliper to see which one is closest between that red and Olivier's blue. Okay, donc en ce moment, l'arbitre a enlevé la balle pour lui donner accès libre à la balle. Donc là, il prend la mesure de la balle qui est, d'après lui, le plus proche, puis compare. Donc, il mesure une, va vérifier, y a-t-il de l'espace, mesure l'autre. C'est complexe parce que c'est soit 2-0 ou 1-0 pour la première manche. Et là, on vérifie. Donc, l'arbitre va nous annoncer, he's going to tell us the final verdict for this one. So it's official, it is 2 blue. So Kristen takes the lead with 2 in this end, so 2 points. A little bit about Kristen is currently 11th in the world in BC2 female class. It is now the new rules in at the international level. The boys, here we have mixed, so female athlete can play against a male athlete, but at the international level, they've changed the ruling that female can only play against a female athlete and male can play against male. But in Canada here, and probably in other areas too, we still do it co-ed. Olivier here is its second year on the Espoir team. The Espoir team is the team, this national program that helps upcoming athletes with a high potential in order to develop in the sport. He won 3rd place this year at his first international competition ever. He competed at the 2023 World Boccia Youth Championship in Povoa, Portugal. Way to go. So we're both athletes are very, very strong and have a lot of skills in their sport. Now we'll see, it's a turn for Kristen to have the jack. Bon, voici, c'est la première, Kristen qui lance le cochonnet. Et comme on disait tantôt, Kristen est la 11e au monde dans la catégorie BC2 pour les femmes, parce qu'au niveau international, maintenant, les compétitions se font pas co-ed ou entre sexes. Il y a la catégorie des femmes et les hommes jouent dans les à part. Et je disais tantôt que Olivier, lui, fait partie de l'équipe Espoir. Ça fait 2 ans. Il a voyagé au Portugal pour compétitionner à une compétition internationale. Il est arrivé 3e place dans sa première compétition à vie. Donc, Kristen's first ball, a bit behind the jack on the left. So, Olivier has the view of the jack is open to him. Donc, Olivier a le cochonnet devant lui. Il peut le voir, il a bien accès. On va voir qu'est-ce qu'il va pouvoir faire. Important de garder les balles devant. C'est pas toujours important. La distance, c'est numéro 1, on veut être sur le cochonnet. So the main goal is to be close to the jack on your first ball. but very important, we like to have the athletes keep their balls in front of the jack, especially on the first ball. So, and that's a very good shot, but the referee sees that it pushed a little bit the jack towards Kristen's ball. So he gets to throw out a second ball. Donc l'athlète doit continuer à jouer jusqu'à temps que sa balle est plus proche du cochonnet. Ça, c'est les balles plus molles que je vois là, qu'on a envoyées d'Olivier. So ball was very soft. It didn't make it to the target. So I need to readjust, realign his chair. Sometimes just calming down, taking a little bit of time to breathe. Because you don't want that short ball in front of the jack to be a problem for you. You want it to be a problem for your opponent. So hopefully this ball that's short didn't block him. Donc en espérant que cette balle ne nuise pas à son trajet vers le cochonnet. Et là, il envoie une balle un peu plus fort et c'est du bon travail, mais je ne suis pas certaine qu'est-ce que... c'était assez pour... Il est assez proche pour maintenant, au tour à Kristen de lancer ses balles. So Kristen now's turn to get to the jack or beat one of the balls that is for her. So she's trying to use the least ball possible to beat her opponent's score. So you want an athlete wants to be high efficiency and a high percentage of success. And she decided to go strong and push that jack back and create an opportunity. Now the jack is behind many of the balls that were thrown prior. So again, very good defensive move, very important. Bon, voici Olivier qui se prépare. Une balle très importante. Très bon coup. Il est allé avec la poussée. So he went, that's very important. Like, you don't want to waste time. That ball was a very good shot. He decided to push his ball forward. He went strong. He went with a harder ball. And he was successful. But in boccia, it's not over until the last ball is thrown. So we have Kristen here who's setting up her chair, making sure she's in good position. Kristen ici, elle se prépare, elle se place. C'est un joueur très calme de l'extérieur. C'est certain qu'il doit avoir des petits papillons à l'intérieur. Elle est asseyée avec une balle forte pour pousser sa balle vers le cochonnet, donc la balle bleue ici qui est devant. Elle va avoir une autre chance d'essayer ça. Donc dans ce moment-là, c'est tout pour le tout. Elle compte tout pour le tout parce que dans le fond, même si elle pousse la balle rouge vers l'avant, vers le cochonnet, la balle rouge est déjà en position de pointage. C'est sûr et certain qu'on ne veut pas la rapprocher plus pour vraiment solidifier le pointage à Olivier, mais elle va réessayer encore de pousser. Mais vous voyez ici, il reste juste une minute. Elle va... Oh, je pense que c'est réussi. Effectivement, c'est réussi. Donc avec 53 secondes de reste dans cette manche, il lui reste 2 balles. Christine, maintenant, on a Olivier qui approche de devant de sa boîte, de son aire de jeu, devrais-je dire. Il lui reste 2 balles, il lui reste 1 minute 23 à jouer. We have here Oliver, who has 2 balls left to play, and I'm sure he's going to try to push his now forward, and with success. And even better is when your ball that you just threw follows your ball. C'est accompli. C'est un très beau lancer. Ça, c'est un beau push and follow. On a poussé la balle rouge avec la balle et elle a suivi. Donc là, maintenant, sans que ça soit officiel, Olivier aurait deux points en ce moment. So it's not official, but the push and follow is a very nice shot where the ball followed and is in position of possibly 2 points. Now let's see what Kristen does with 31 seconds left and 2 balls to play. And she goes in. She's in there. There was a gap and she did it. Okay. So very good playing by both athletes. And Olivier just asked the score. He's got a minute on the clock, 1 ball left. So we have, at this moment, Kristen is scoring 1. Remove that red, remove his red, see what happened. He got no more to throw, so he's done. It is now Kristen's last ball to play. At this point, she might have an important question for the referee, unless it's quite obvious. Kristen a 14 secondes. Elle a une dernière balle à lancer. So she has 1 ball left with 10 seconds left. And she pushed hers forward towards the jack. Very good shot. Un très beau lancer de Kristen. Elle veut venir voir. Tous les 2 athlètes vont venir voir le résultat. L'arbitre a signalé le pointage. J'ai pas pu voir c'était quoi, mais de mon angle, c'est définitivement 1 ou même 2 points pour Kristen. C'est officiel, 2 autres points pour Kristen Collins. Elle prend les devants 4-0 ici contre Olivier. On avance dans la 3e manche. Chaque athlète a 2 manches, donc on a un total de 4 manches. Puis maintenant, il y a comme presque 1 minute entre les manches. So there is 4 ends where each athlete gets 2 ends with the ball, with his jack, and in between the two, the coaches can go and talk to the athlete a bit and give them some instructions for the rest of the game.
30 seconds.
Referee has given the 30-second warning. It's going to be a very important end for Olivier here. He's down by 4. Donc Olivier, c'est une grosse manche pour lui. C'est important qu'il mette autant de points que possible. Avec 6 balles, il doit se rapprocher ou au moins gagner cette manche. So a little bit of pressure on Olivier here because he needs to stop the scoring from Kristen. He needs to win this end if he's going to have more chances to succeed at the outcome of this game. Donc il décide d'aller jouer plus loin dans le terrain So he's trying to going for a little bit of the longer ball. He missed the jack. His first ball is missed the target. So maintenant, Christine, elle a la balle, elle a le cochonnet. So Kristen's going to play out her first ball. The jack is totally open. Definitely not with at this distance. The importance of getting the ball on the jack is like the game changer. So at this point, if Kristen can get to the jack first, she'll be in a very good position and take advantage over this end. Well, that's a very good first ball for Kristen. She is in a good position. The ball is close to the jack. The ball is somewhat, the jack's still open here. At this point, Olivier has a chance. Obviously, she would have wanted that ball to be a little more in front of the jack. But it's a very good ball. Maintenant, Olivier, lui, le cochonnet est encore ouvert. Donc, s'il peut mettre sa balle, sa deuxième balle sur le cochonnet, c'est sûr et certain que, là, que ça va lui faire du bien. Unfortunately, his second ball pushed the opponent's ball closer to the jack. So, not what he wanted to do, but it's game's not over yet. He still has he still has 4 balls to throw out. So maybe pushing that jack back nice and hard, depending how soft it is. And I think he's going for, that's what he was trying to do, get that Kristen's ball off the jack. So he went hard. And if he's successful, well, pushing the jack away from the ball, from Kristen, then that way he creates a little bit of an opening for himself. So let's see, he has 3 balls left. Il reste 3 balles. Il a bien voulu pousser le cochonnet, de décoller la balle à Kristen sur le cochonnet, mais ça n'a pas été réussi. Donc là, on ne sait pas, les balles qui lui restent, sont-elles plus molles? Bon, c'est réussi. Okay, c'est ça qu'il voulait faire dès du début. This is what he really wanted to do with his last one. Now it's accomplished. So the referee has to check which one's closest. See, so he is now scoring. So he's closer to the jack. So Kristen has asked the referee to go out and see the situation. C'est important que l'athlète aille voir qu'est-ce qui se passe, parce que de sa place de jeu, de son aire de jeu, c'est pas toujours, comment fort faut qu'elle pousse la balle? Est-ce qu'elle a besoin d'utiliser une balle plus dure, ou peut-elle encore utiliser ses balles plus molles? Can she use a softer ball, a harder ball, depending on how far she has to push the jack? I mean, not the jack, but her blue ball in front. Maybe she doesn't need to waste or use a hard ball if the distance not that far to travel. So it's important to go out and see what's going on. See, because she's looking around which ball she should be using, and she knows what ball's out there and how hard that one is, because the athletes are very familiar with it. They're playing. That's what they play with. Their tool is their bocce balls have different roles. They play different roles. And see, she went with a softer one. You could see the way it's rolling there on the court. Didn't have a lot of speed, even though she pushed it. Okay, donc les balles, là, c'est avec différentes. Il y en a qui sont plus molles, qui sont plus dures, ont différents rôles à jouer. Donc là, elle est allée avec une balle un peu plus molle parce qu'elle doit les utiliser éventuellement. Et là, elle lance sa 3e balle. Ça semble être une balle un peu plus dure. Elle essayait de pousser sa balle vers le cochonnet. Elle a manqué la cible de très peu. So she missed that one just by very, very short, but enough not to be able to push her ball forward towards the jack. sa quatrième balle. She's thrown out her fourth ball, trying to push her towards the jack. And if she has a push and follow, push and stick, or so that might be enough. That's what she was looking to do with the other ball. And as we see, that was enough. And now there's a lot of traffic in front of that jack for Olivier. The referee just confirmed that there are 2 points for blue at this moment. Lots of traffic in front for Olivier, but again, from his vantage point, he might have an opening that I'm not aware of. Il va avec la balle dure, il essaie d'aller en déplacement. Il lui reste une balle, il a bougé la balle bleue, puis il a peut-être fait une ouverture pour lui-même. So with this shot, he opened it up. Maybe that was the ball that was blocking his view to the jack. And if he can get his last ball to the jack, he would be scoring here. So we'll see what he gets to do. Se prépare pour sa dernière balle, très important. La balle est sortie. The ball is out. If any ball touches the sidelines or back line, any yellow lines, it is considered out. So now we have Kristen has 2 balls left. She has an opportunity to put more points in there. Let's see what she's able to do with the last 2 balls. It can depend. Maybe she's stuck with some very soft balls. It might not look as if they can make it there, but we'll see. Il lui reste 1 minute, so she has 1 minute to play. Lots of time. Lots of time. And she's in. That was a very nice shot. Just 40 seconds on the clock. 40 secondes qui lui reste, ou un peu moins maintenant. Elle se prépare pour sa dernière balle. Elle peut venir compter un autre point ici. Ça lui mettrait dans une très bonne position pour cette dernière manche. Et peut-être. So we'll wait and see what the final score is. Well, definitely the ball there that's red, Olivier's ball, is maybe make a difference in the score. Je pense que l'athlète, pas l'athlète, mais l'arbitre a proposé 3 points pour bleu, mais comme il a définitivement demandé aux athlètes de venir confirmer ça. The referee has suggested the score to the athletes, but they want to measure. Olivier is asking a proper measurement, and that's completely their right. So, as you see now, the distance when the ball are far from the jack, using a special or measuring tape to help with the measurements here. Quand les balles sont loin du cochonnet, on mesure avec un tape à mesurer. Both athletes here have been playing some very, very good boccia.
And finish
Two blue. So Kristen advances with 2 more points here. Now will be Kristen's turn with the jack. We'll see what she decides to play. Sometimes getting ready for our next game, depending on the opponent that they have. She played the shorter game. Maybe she go for the long game. We're not sure. Now that she's in a good position to advance after this game, she has some thinking to do. In the round robin, you know who your next opponent is, and sometimes you can play a different spot in the court just to kind of like as a little bit of a warm-up. We'll see if she decides to just be consistent, play her game. Donc on va voir ici où elle va décider de mettre son cochonnet. Parfois les athlètes aiment jouer différentes places sur le terrain. Si on a joué la balle courte, peut-être avec cette avance de points, elle peut-être prendre un peu plus de risques et jouer la balle dans le fond du terrain ou plus loin. C'est important de jouer la balle dans ta propre zone de confort. On ne joue pas en fonction de son adversaire, mais parfois c'est important d'aller à sa propre limite pour vérifier notre zone de confort, parce que si on reste toujours, évidemment selon notre habileté, reste toujours dans la même zone, quand on se fait lancer la balle dans une zone qu'on n'est pas habitué, mais ça peut vraiment faire un effet sur notre joute. So, athletes sometimes like to mix it up. She's decided to play a little bit more the middle of the court. Again, you don't want to go play just to play in the back in the long game. If your success rate there is less than 60%, you don't risk it, because you're only playing your end. Your end is the most important end. Your ball, your jack, that's the most important one that you want to have. You can only control what you can, and that's where you put your jack and where you put your first ball. And even then. Donc, elle s'apprête à prendre sa première balle. Une première balle très bien réussie. Très bien réussie. The distance is good. The ball, her first ball is in front of the jack. It's a bit on the side of the opponent, creating a blockage of the jack. The opponent does not have a clear view of the jack, has maybe partial view. Donc c'est une très belle première balle. Very good first ball for Kristen here. He tried a hard first shot in displacement. Again, no harm done here because the ball is always already scoring. So it is going to try a second attempt at moving the jack away from his opponent's ball. Il a tenté le tout pour le tout ici, il n'y avait pas de risque. On y va fort pour bouger, voilà. Maintenant, le cochonnet est à lui. Ça, il a pris 2 balles, mais il a ouvert le cochonnet. So he took 2 balls to open up the jack now. He wants to stay in front. He wants to stay as close as possible to the jack. And that's, again, took a round bounce. We'll see what he decides to do. On va voir qu'est-ce qu'il décide de faire en ce moment. Olivier, quand même, faut réfléchir à ses lancers pour avoir une bonne manche. marquer la cible. Il reste encore 2 minutes 11 au chrono. Il est allé avec une poussée. He went trying to push the ball away, push the blue from the jack. He missed the target. He's at his last ball. I think at this time he might think about just covering that jack, getting as close to it as possible. His opponent is definitely going to be having the advantage if he doesn't put a ball close. Olivier a lancé toutes ses balles en ce moment. Le cochonnet est ouvert. Toutes ses balles sont en arrière. C'est pas, pour lui, c'est une manche très difficile ici. Là, son adversaire, Christine, elle a une décision à prendre. Est-ce que le pointage ici, à ce moment ici, est-ce que ça continue à être important ou c'est juste la victoire? Donc, ça, c'est toutes des décisions. Ça dépend. Parfois, le différentiel des points fait une grande différence. So sometimes the point differential make a difference. So, and also just to keep warm, to keep playing, throwing as many balls as possible. At this point, she is going to throw out. Just ask for the score now. It's possibly just looks like it's the 1. Job here. She put the ball close to the jack, scoring another point. This is her last ball. She has managed to put in quite a few points in there. We'll see. Again, the second closest will determine the total amount of points that Kristen here has on the board for this end. She got 2 for sure. Let's see if she can. She got a piece of that first one that was short. And the referee will decide. Il invite les athlètes à venir voir le dernier pointage de la dernière manche ici au championnat canadien à Richmond, BC. Nous sommes dans la journée des semi-finales et finale de la catégorie BC1. Et, ben, dans toutes les catégories, c'est-à-dire. Il y a une autre journée de compétition demain. Donc là, on mesure la deuxième plus proche, donc la rouge qui est la deuxième plus proche. So we're measuring the second closest ball, the red ball that's the closest, and then anything in that radius that's closer to that is a scoring. So we have here there's 2 more. Looks like 4. Not sure. Looks like 4. Possiblement 4 points ici. Possiblement. Unofficial. It's not official until the referee indicates the score to the scoring table and to the athletes. C'est officiel maintenant, 4 points bleus. So 4 more points. So here we have it. Kristen Collins from Newfoundland is the winner of this game of a score to 10-0 against Olivier Roy from Québec. Donc le pointage final, Kristen Collins de Newfoundland. La victoire de 10-0 contre Olivier Roy du Québec. And joining me here today is Kristen. It's your first game of this finals today, and you were playing against your opponent from Quebec, Olivier. How did you feel during your game?
So I felt really relaxed. My mental was pretty much at 100%. My shots were pretty much on point. I was relaxed. My mind was in it the entire time. I didn't give up much risk. If there was risk, then I tried to avoid it, but not much risk in that game. But I'm feeling really good about that.
Perfect.
Game.
That's what I noticed. I noticed that you stayed calm, even if you thought your first ball might not have been exactly what you wanted, but you stay calm and you come back and you put the power in the next one, the next shot. And during the tournament, how were your games overall?
So I won 3 in my pool matches, and then yesterday it didn't go so well, but I'm still really proud of what I did here. So.
Well, you should be proud because I hear that you're 11th in the world.
Yes.
11th in the world in the female category, right?
Yes.
And a BC2. Christine ici, elle expliquait qu'elle se sent vraiment calme durant ses parties. Elle a maintenu un certain contrôle, un certain calme, peu importe les lancers. Aussi qu'elle était très, très fière de sa compétition à date, qu'elle a gagné 3 de ses matchs. Elle a eu une partie où elle n'était pas aussi contente avec, mais en gros, elle est très, très heureuse avec ses résultats. Who do you know now who your opponent might be in the finals? You're heading out to finals now?
Yes.
You're waiting for which results or which games?
I have to wait and see who my next opponent is. I'm not sure
You're
yet.
not sure?
But I have to wait and see.
And are you thinking about the next game, mixing it up? How are you feeling about the long game personally? You did well there. You took that end away from him when he went long.
Yes.
You did very well. I thought that was a good strategy, just putting some balls in there close to the jack.
Yes.
Donc, à date, elle ne sait pas qui ça va être son adversaire pour le reste du tournoi, mais elle est très confiante. Donc, good luck to you, Christine, and the rest of the tournament and the finals today.
Thank you.
And wishing you all the best in the rest of your competition.
Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup.